Alrighty. More Kami combos than you could ever want. More Kami combos than ever. Right. Okay, I have a new list that I've compiled that's just like, you know, a baseline version. I have my old thing, which is like a really in-depth explanation of the exact justifications for why certain routes are more optimal given a certain set of circumstances than others, and the exact combos you can get. I have simplified that down. This was previously my organized version of this list because I also had you know, another one that was like 1,000 lines and like 48,000 characters or whatever. But anyways, so I've compiled that into a little thing of the combos. Half of these are kind of niche, but still relevant to situations that will occur. It's just with less frequency. So anyways, I will send you both of these things. I'm going to send you this thing that I've done and the 0.1s, which I will explain in a second. But first, we'll just go through this and basic explanation. So, alright, basic combos. If you can land whatever you want, then you get stand heavy punch. Your normal BNB under any circumstances is stand heavy punch target combo into medium spiral arrow. So that, and then if you dash up, you should be +2. Okay, next we have if you have drive gauge, so anytime you have 5.1 or more drive gauge bars to spare around there, when you're very full on drive gauge, then whenever you land something meaty like that, a crouching medium punch or a standing heavy punch, just always drive rush cancel it just to get the extra value for the combo, and that would look like that. Very simple. Lots of Kami's combos just go into that over and over and over again. And that's the most optimal. So you're looking at drive rush, crouching heavy punch, then the standing heavy punch, ender again. If you're kind of close to the stage, I didn't put the exact distances you have to be away from the stage, but for instance, if you're kind of close to the stage, you can do the corner version of it, which is doing the light spiral arrow instead of the medium, and then doing the medium uppercut. So when you're about from here, if you land a jump in, you're good enough. Like so. Next, back medium punch target combo, charge hooligan. So, back medium punch target combo, this is actually not correct. I forgot to put DR back medium punch. Oh wait, no, I'm misreading this. Alright, ignore me. I did it correctly the first time. Okay, so this is any time that you don't have a ton of resources to spend on getting the corner, but you get the opportunity to side switch. So whenever you can land back medium punch and then go into the full target combo, and it is a 5-frame medium, so this is off of, you'll be able to get this raw off of like jump ins, even jump light kick, because it is such a fast button, and you can even do jump light kick and do a light punch, and then you can see that both hit, and then you can go into the back medium punch. It'll all work out. So anytime you can get back medium punch, you can go into the target combo and then charge this up, and this will always side switch. Alright, there's nothing they can do to prevent this from side switching. So if we have block after first hit, we can do this. The slide will hit low twice. It'll be +2 on block, so you'll be plus in this circumstance. And if you want to bait them out or do anything else, you can also just fast fall, and if you, the best you can be is +6, so you can get whatever meaty you want there. So you can go for the slide or fast fall into whatever, into a throw. And if you really want to be tricky sometimes, you can fast fall right before you go over their head and do, like, I would say stand heavy punch into light knuckle, and you can definitely see it. It's not like a true left-right guess, but it works more than you would think. You have to actually be paying attention to it to actually see the difference in the left-right. But anyways, yes, this is like your basic meterless side switch now. Anytime you can get into this target combo, just do this. It's good. It's really good. Next, with the level 1. So those are all like the most basic combos, not including the corner. So next we add level 1. So if you have a level 1, the most basic way to extend it is do the target combo, but instead of medium spiral, do level 1. Alright, so that's the B&B for that. If you can land back heavy kick, which requires the opponent to be standing, then you can spend 1 bar of drive gauge. Like, for instance, this is what it would look like. So if you, like, for whatever reason, get a jump in here, you can do that. And this would have enormous corner carry. They can be, like, here, probably, and you would probably get the corner. No, not quite, but, you know, that's the idea. You get a lot of corner carry for only 1 bar of drive gauge if you can start with the back heavy kick. The thing about the back heavy kick is that it launches and then you can do whatever you want after it. You can jump off of it and do jump routes. You can do EX dive kick routes into level 1, whatever you want. But you can do stuff like that. But anyways, the thing about back heavy kick is that you don't want to start a combo with it. If it's the second hit of a combo, so the first hit is a jump, then the second hit is a back roundhouse, it's totally fine. But the first hit will apply much heavier scaling to the rest of your combo. It's not good as the very first hit of a combo. But anyways. So, jump in, back heavy punch that. Okay, now, if you want, if you're like pretty close to the corner or whatever yourself, if you're like about here and you want to, you land a jump in and you want to side switch, you can do that as such. Alright, so that's 1 bar of drive gauge and a level 1 super. Next, if you land the back medium punch target combo, you can do a very similar thing, only this one doesn't require them to be standing, because back roundhouse drifts, whatever, you get it. So, the point is that, slightly closer. So, if you land a jump in, or like a dive kick or something, and you're in a position to be +5, at least, either off of a jump in, counter hit, or punish counter dive kick. Landing this back medium punch target combo, drive rush, back medium punch, charge heavy drill, and then level 1 will side switch effectively. Alright, next, any of those same routes, either off of back heavy kick or the back medium punch heavy kick target combo, either way, if you get the opportunity to do one of those, a slightly better way of cornering them is to do EX drill instead. It leaves them a bit close to the corner. So if I were to do it like this, with the drive rush route, it would cost 1 less drive gauge bar because I'm doing that, but I'm slightly further outside of the corner. So I'm +10 here, whereas this one, you could be a bit further out to the corner and it would still work out. Like so. Next, stand heavy punch, drive rush, back heavy kick. So this once again requires the opponent to be standing with the back heavy kick, but this is one of those things where, once again, if you get an opportunity to do this, you can get the corner no matter what. So if you land any button that's like a drive rush, the opponent is standing, and you have 1 bar of super at least, you can always get the corner no matter where you are on stage. Let me demonstrate. So if I land it from here, this is the side switch route. It would actually be better to do the forward route this time. So that's the forward route. And you get the corner from there. If you are very confident in your execution, if you're very confident in your finagling of the controls, you can go for a slightly better route, which is drive rush, back roundhouse, walk forwards, back roundhouse again, so forward to back input, and then a partially charged spiral arrow, and you have to get it a certain height, at minimum a certain height, so you have to execute it a certain goodness enough for it to go into level 1. And this has, like, the most absurd corner carry. But yes, anyways. So that does slightly more damage, super, corner carry, whatever. It's just better in every single way, but it's quite difficult. That being said, if you're on the side switch route, you can get it off of back roundhouse, the same combo by doing that. Walk forwards, back roundhouse, charge that into level 1, and you'll get the corner from there too. So this is like the breaking point where any closer to the corner this way, you do the side switch route. Any closer to the corner this way, you do the forward route, but you'll always get the corner. Alright, so that's the value of that. Okay, they complement each other so that you can do one combo or the other. You'll always put them in the corner. Alright, next is the level 2 routes, which, in my opinion, Kami players do not use enough. So, if you can land a jump in into back heavy kick, a jump in into back heavy kick, or a jump in into back medium punch, like that, I would recommend... They changed the input for the super between seasons. It's kind of annoying. This, which is an extremely high level of damage per your resources. So what this is either the back roundhouse or the back medium punch target combo, which only does slightly less damage. You do it, you jump cancel it, and then you hit them with the medium punch, the jump medium punch, as high as you can get it. Immediately cancel into level 2. Drill, then EXDP. Does tons of damage. And that entire sequence up until that point doesn't require you to spend any drive gauge, so... etc. So, that's really high damage for a level 2. And it really requires, like, a tiny amount of drive gauge for it. So it's huge damage for your resources. It doesn't give you any Oki, but I would recommend it regardless. Alright, the next route, that's the back medium punch version, does slightly less damage, but same concept, it just doesn't require standing. The next route is when you're kind of close to the corner, a no drive gauge route. So, instead of doing the jump medium punch up there, instead, we just do an immediate, and then we have to manually delay our medium dive. So we manually delay it, and then we get an uppercut. And it's been a minute since I did this, but... You can adjust the difficulty of this depending on the speed of the uppercut you use to end it with, but this is the general idea. Oh my... What? So that does huge damage, and still, like, if you're kind of close to the corner, like mid-screen or closer to the corner, huge damage, requires no drive gauge whatsoever, so you're just building drive gauge off of that, and still gives you good Oki. Like so. Alright, next. Then we have, let's see, standing heavy punch, drive rush, back heavy kick, jump cancel. Okay, this is like when you're kind of close to the corner. So at like here, closer. This is the only situation where I think it's worth it to do a drive rush cancel for 3 bars and still go into the level 2. Because the drive rush, specifically this move, drive rush back roundhouse, is the only way that you can launch the opponent in such a way that it applies 0 juggle points. So you can hit them with anything while they're in the air. You can hit them with any action, and it'll still, like, do whatever. That's the only thing that she has that does that. So, if you see that the opponent's standing, and you can confirm drive rush that, jump immediate level 2, as high as you can get it without it missing. I brain farted on what I was supposed to do, but the extra juggle points lets you walk up back heavy kick, medium spiral arrow, heavy DP, and it does a ton of damage, and it also builds you, I mean, like, look at my super gauge. I started with 2 bars of super, I almost built a full bar of super back just doing the super combo. They nerfed every other character that could do supers that combo into, that, like, go into other combos or other set play or something. Like, they nerfed Rashid's, they nerfed Chun-Li's, I think they nerfed, there's some other character that, like, never used theirs, but they still nerfed it. But they did not nerf Cammy or Zangief in their ability to just keep building super after they spend super in one combo. Alright, right, standing heavy punch, blah blah blah. Yeah, there are other level 2 routes. Like, there's a lot of stuff you could theoretically do off of level 2. Like, you can get one of these target combos or something. You can do, like, drive rush this, then drive rush this, then medium uppercut or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff that, like, has very minor, like, oh, 3 bars of drive gauge plus this amount of corner carry or whatever versus 3.5 bars of drive gauge. It gets really intricate after that point, but you don't have to worry about that for now. These are, like, the main level 2 routes that I think are, like, you just do them and they just pay for themselves easily. As for level 3, pretty simple. It's not like her level 2, which gives you lots of weird combos, or level 1, which has tons of corner carry. Her level 3 is just damage. In fact, it has no corner carry. It literally goes nowhere. She ends up right at the place where she started. In fact, slightly further back. She doesn't get very good Oki off of it. She has to drive rush up, and she doesn't get a throw. So, it's only for damage, so because of that, I just put it as, okay, here's what you need to know. Anything that you can get, standing heavy punch, medium knuckle, level 3, or standing heavy punch, charge, uppercut, level 3. The difference is, so if you land like a jump in, right, that's the issue, is that the optimal is getting standing heavy punch into charged uppercut into level 3. However, if you're too far away, the charged uppercut won't combo off of the heavy punch. So, if you're not sure about the distancing, just do knuckle. And that's mostly it. After that, it just matters about damage. I left a note. You can read this on your... I'll send this to you anyway, so you can read that. But this is just, like, basic advice on how to implement more and more combos into your game plan as you get used to the ones you're already doing. And my opinion, based on data that I've collected from tons and tons of matches of watching people play this game at a high level of play, this is my opinion on how you should use supers until you reach, like, a certain point of comfortability with always knowing the correct combo routes to start using them in a different way. Anyways, so these are just a couple things that weren't relevant anywhere else, but I need to mention. So, off of Crouching Light Punch or Standing Light Punch, they're both +5 on hit, so anytime that you land them on a meaty, on, like, whatever, if the opponent just goes for, like, a knockdown or something and they fuck up their meaty, right? Then I would recommend doing jab into back medium punch. If they're quite close. So anytime you land, like, stand light kick, light, then back medium punch. Excellent stuff. Okay, so then we have standing medium punch, back medium punch. This, I think there's only one scenario that realistically occurs where this matters, and it's when you land a DI, punish counter, you walk up, stand medium punch, back medium punch, and that's like a pretty good combo. I'm not sure whether or not it's become pointless thanks to the buffs to the standing, the target combo, because the target combo still does like 150 or 200 less damage than doing that, so whatever. But it's only relevant there. There's really not other realistic positions where it matters, but you can get back medium punch off of the stand medium punch. And then we have, of course, obviously, crouch heavy punch goes into crouch medium punch. And you'll be using this button a lot to pressure and meaty, so obviously. Alright, I need to turn a fan on. I'm boiling. Okay. Alright, next. Combos. So combos you would get off of random dive kicks. Okay, first, just lights. Normal light combos, your most basic thing you're going to get. If you punish counter them and you see that you're if you get a counter hit or whatever and you see that you're close enough, back medium punch is better. So just go for that. If you have drive gauge, so this is not so much as a thing for off of dive kick, but just in general, if you have full drive gauge and you land lights, I do think it's still worthwhile rather than just taking the knockdown. I do think it is worthwhile to spend the drive rush cancel even on like a heavily scaled combo like that where you don't get as much off of it. But like the fact that she can go into this. Here, let me turn off my level 3 so you can see how much super you're building. So if you get like a meaty, and then you just take that, that's how much super you build, and that's how much corner carry you build. Versus, if we do the drive rush route, we build like almost half a bar of super, and we push them like twice as far. So I do think that's worth it when we have full drive gauge. Anytime you get a light confirm, just go for it. Just do it. And that's light, any light into drive rush, stand jab, stand fierce, target combo. Alright, then next we have stand light punch. Right. Or if we see that, like let's say we get like a punish counter for whatever reason on a dive kick like that. Normally, meterlessly, we would go into that, but if we have full meter and we want to spend meter, we would do back medium punch, and then drive rush, crouching heavy punch, standing heavy punch, etc. Alright, then next, very confident in your spacing for dive kicks, you can try to aim for other stuff, like for instance, if you hit them around here, on counter hit, you're like more than plus enough to go into standing heavy punch. So, if you're quite confident in how plus you are, you can go for, like, that's +6, but what if you are here and you're, like, +7 off of this? Yeah. Then, you know, feel free to upgrade to crouching medium punch or standing heavy punch as confident as you are about how plus you are off of your spacing and counter hit or punish counter. Next... Right, crouching medium punch. If you're not confident that you're +7, you can try doing, a normal thing is just, if you're not quite confident, just do crouch medium punch knuckle, because it's safe on block, and it'll work on hit, and then if it is on hit, you can just reset them for a throw. It's not a bad option to go for if you're not quite sure if it'll combo. And then, if you wanted to spend it into drive rush, you would do crouch strong into the same one I already talked about. Okay, spin knuckles. So this is relevant as an anti-fireball tool if they go through projectiles and get a punish counter on them, or if you just use them in neutral and they get like regular hits or counter hits. So heavy knuckle, you get stand light kick, whatever. If the opponent is crouching, this is kind of a niche thing, but you can get 2 lights like that. Next, if it's counter hit, like for instance, if the opponent blocks and then challenges off of standing heavy punch, you can frame trap them with light knuckle, and that's +4. and you can get a little light combo off of that. If they're in Burnout or you do Drive Rush Heavy Punch, you can frame trap them with Medium Knuckle, and Medium Knuckle on counter hit usually puts you in this position where you can get back Medium Punch. Heavy Knuckle if you just throw it out and you happen to get a counter hit because they challenge too late or something. You can get Crouch Strong into whatever. If you get a punish counter for going through a Fireball off of this, it's Standing Heavy Punch, target combo into Spiral. If you do Medium Punch through a Fireball, punish counter, you'll get Crouch Strong. EX, you'll get Stand Fierce. Whatever. Next, off of the Spin Knuckles. So the Hooligan options. If you land your overheads, regular overhead off of the Heavy Hooligan should be +8, so Heavy Punch route. If you get the slide, you can Heavy DP. If you get the EX throw, it's pretty heavily scaled. There's only so many like worthwhile options to go for, but in a basic sense you can do this little combo here. Drive Rush, Heavy Punch, Light Spiral Arrow, Heavy Uppercut, whatever. If you do a mix-up with like the overhead or the low slide on an Oki situation with the EX specifically, you can cancel it into the level 2 on the low slide, which means that you can get level 2 routes, like so. I don't think I've ever seen a Kami player do that, but I think they probably should. At least more than not at all. Yeah, anyways. Random buttons. Okay, this is the most important and common thing that'll happen. You press any random medium button into Drive Rush. If it hits, Crouch Heavy Punch, Stand Heavy Punch, whatever. You do this off of Stand Fierce, Crouch Strong. This is your basic combo. Easy. Whiff punishes. So things that you know are whiff punishes, so you know that they're going to be punish counters. Let's go ahead and pull up the Geef. Okay, if you know it's going to be a punish counter, Crouch Strong EX Knuckle is very good. Only works on punish counter, but very good value for your meter. And that goes into that. So, EX Knuckle, Crouch Strong, Heavy Drill. Next, Stand Fierce, that. Heavy Knuckle, Light Kick, Drill. Now, if you do this, you can also extend this with Drive Rush off of the Light Kick. And that, in my opinion, is more valuable than doing this. Like so. Okay, so Whiff Punishes. Slightly niche scenario, but if you're Whiff Punishing things with Light Kick, for a very precise reason, do the Punish Counter button into Drive Rush, Stand Heavy Punch, and then off of the Drive Rush, Stand Heavy Punch, you get the back Medium Punch target combo, which you go into that. That being said, I would not advise doing standing light kick whiff punishes unless there's something very precise that is only realistically whiff punishable by a 5-frame move like that. Anyways, counter hit, standing heavy punch, EX Knuckle. Okay, this is for not like necessarily whiff punishing, but this is when you just swing at the opponent and you're not you see an animation, so you know you'll either get a punish counter or a counter hit or whatever. This is valuable because Stand Fierce goes into EX Knuckle on either punish counter or counter hit. So long as it's not just regular hit, it's at least a counter hit, it'll work that way. And that's better than doing a Drive Rush cancel, if you know it'll hit. Corner combos. I probably should have done this earlier. So, corner combos, the basic idea, anything that you would have normally done into the standing heavy punch target combo, you now do into the light spiral, into the medium uppercut. Medium spike. Then, if you get, like, whatever... In very similar situations, you can get slightly more damage by going in from crouching heavy punch, driver's crouching heavy punch into the back heavy kick, medium spiral, heavy spike. That being said, I would still, in most circumstances, recommend just doing the stand heavy punch target combo. It builds you a lot more super. And it's only like 180 damage less. And it builds you enough super that is probably worth more than that. I don't know. That's debatable. That's like, they're very similar in terms of overall value. But, if you hit a random button or a whiff punish or something and the opponent is caught standing when you drive rush cancel, do back heavy kick, back heavy kick, medium spiral arrow, heavy uppercut. Alternatively, this is like Kazunoko likes to do this. He likes to do forward heavy kick, light spiral arrow, light spiral arrow. I guess he likes the knockdown that it takes. I am not convinced. But this was a buff that she got, and it only allows her to do this one thing in this one situation. I still don't know if I like it or not. Anyways. Right. Oh, yes. Any situation where you can only get, like, back medium punch. So if you get, like, jab, back medium punch, or you get, like, a dive kick that you have to get back medium punch off of. Anytime where that's the best thing you can do, do the target combo into a partially charged but not fully charged heavy spiral arrow, then heavy uppercut. And next, right, okay, this is like more of a thing that's about when you're kind of close to the corner. You can also do, if you get like a button into whatever and you see that they're standing, you can do drive rush, back heavy kick, forward heavy kick, medium drill, heavy uppercut, and you can do it from about that far away from the corner. Forward heavy kick, medium drill, heavy uppercut, and it works about exactly that far away. Or closer, obviously, but... Anyways, next, shimmy. If you shimmy the opponent and they whiff a throw and you get a punish counter, best thing to go for, standing medium punch, punish counter, heavy punch target combo. If you are not quite close enough for that, do either the crouch strong punish counter EX route or the heavy punch, heavy knuckle, light kick, drill route. But ideally, we want to be shimmying with stand medium punch, like so. And if we want to spend bar off of it, we do that, and then just drive rush like that. Punishes! So if something is -4, or if something whiffs for some reason and you punish it with a jab, punish counter, stand jab or crouch jab, standing heavy punch. Into the same shit as always. 5-framer. If you can only... This is like a niche situation, but if you know that you can only punish something at 5 frames and only stand light kick will reach, you do standing light kick, heavy drill. Stand light kick, heavy drill, punish counter. 6 frames. So, if something is -6, you have to be at least close enough for stand medium punch for this to work, but this is like your best damage, and until you get to -10, this will be your most optimal damage and value if you're close enough to go for it. -7, you can do crouch medium punch, EX knuckle, etc. Crouching medium punch has about exactly the same range as their standing light kick, so, you know, at that range. -8, if you're not close enough to do the standing medium punch route, then do heavy punch, heavy knuckle, standing light kick, medium spiral. If you're not close enough for standing heavy punch, do crouching medium kick, because it's also 8 frames, but it reaches slightly farther. -10 or more, Do crouching heavy punch. Standing heavy punch is a punish. Minus 19. Do drive rush, standing heavy punch. Standing heavy punch. Alternatively, you could also do drive rush, standing heavy punch, crouch heavy punch, crouch medium punch into either drill or uppercut or whatever. It's about the same value. It does slightly more damage, but builds less super. Alright, minus 21. Don't even worry about this. This is like a niche thing, and it's not even as... It was more relevant last season than this season. But, light knuckle is a punish counter. It has, is slightly better than medium or heavy knuckle because it actually applies... It doesn't apply the same scaling that most of her other specials do, so she can actually get full damage off of stuff like this. Which previously made it the most optimal 21 frame punish. I don't think that's the case anymore. But in some circumstances, it's probably still useful. Don't just ignore it entirely. 26 frames or more. Punish with DI. It's your decision if you want to even do this or not. Go for that route or go for the heavy punch route. The value of punishing things with DI. You build the most super by punishing things with DI. You also steal more drive gauge from the opponent on that punish counter than any other action you could do, but they also build more super, and there's other options you could do that would do more damage. It's kind of up to you, and it also requires, obviously, 1 bar to start with. So, your choice if DI punishing is something you want to do frequently or not as much. And then when you punish, EXDPs and stuff... Most of them... You can just neutral jump, do that. That's the most basic thing. It should work all the time. Should work all the time. There's only some characters that have weirder DPs that have to be punished slightly differently. Again, your own decision making. Most players have kind of strayed away from doing this sort of thing, but if your opponent's really low on drive gauge and you get a punish, stand fierce punish counter into DI will take a lot, and then DI punish counter into DI will take a lot. But not even that good. Counter hits. So regular counter hit, not punish counter. If you get counter hit, crouch heavy punch, you can get stand heavy punch. If you do counter hit stand medium punch, you can get an 8-framer. So standing heavy punch or low forward. So you can walk forward, check them with that, and if you get a counter hit, you can convert it. That one's quite good. Alright, stand light punch, crouch medium punch. This is your go-to stopping things. You do that. On counter hit, it goes into crouch strong, and then you convert. It's very good. Stand light kick drive, you can ignore that entirely. That's kind of niche, whatever. This, crouch light kick, crouch medium kick into light knuckle, I'm only putting in the counter hit thing just because this only works on counter hit, but doing either crouch medium punch or crouch medium kick into light knuckle is something Cammy players like to do quite often, and I do recommend doing, because it's useful to throw out the medium and do something that could combo off of it, but without being unsafe on block or having to understand the situation entirely. Back medium punch on counter hit goes into standing light kick, whatever. That's also niche. Crouch medium punch on counter hit. So if you get if you're quite close, crouch medium punch will be +7. You can get 2 of them. The value of this is that you can be quite close to the opponent and then crouch strong. And on hit or on counter hit, it'll let you combo. And on block, it pushes the opponent quite far back. So that has some applications and uses as well. Then stand heavy punch, if you just do it by itself, on counter hit, you can convert off of that too. So you just do it by itself, whatever. You might do this to try to fake a cancel into a knuckle or something. Not going to happen very often. Anyways, drive rush starters. The most common drive rush things you'll do in neutral or on Oki is drive rush heavy punch. It goes the farthest and puts you closest to the opponent. And if you're quite close to the opponent, when it finishes, you can get the back medium punch target combo off of it. So that. If you're a bit farther away, you can get stand light kick into medium drill. So that. Your number one drive rush tool with Cammy is drive rush crouch light kick. Drive rush crouch light kick, it's very fast, it's a low, and it has a really good personal hurt box. It's very safe to do. Very safe, and it's also a low that's naturally +7 on hit. So you can just do this into crouch strong at any range, and it'll combo as a low. It's very good. Very good. Very good tool. Drive rush, crouch heavy punch, stand heavy punch, whatever, that's mainly for like Oki situations. You wouldn't do that in neutral, but yeah, blah blah. Drive rush back medium punch. This is also a thing you might do on Oki, but it does have some benefits in neutral if you're like here and you want to drive rush suddenly. Because if you wait and then like do a back medium punch, no matter where you are when you do it, it always puts you at +3 in throw range on block. So it's very good if you can get them to block this. And it converts on drive rush into stand heavy punch. And then counter hit drive rush stand heavy punch. This will happen sometimes if you get like a meaty situation, or like let's say you do a forward throw and then you drive rush stand heavy punch to meaty them, and if they wake up with a button in this instance, again just light punch, whatever. So if you forward throw, then drive rush heavy punch is the meaty, and if they wake up counter hit, so counter hit drive rush stand heavy punch +8 also goes into heavy punch, like so. So those main things. Then forward heavy kick. Most people don't know the routings that you can do off of this, but anyways, so forward heavy kick by itself. If you're about this far, I would just cancel into medium spiral arrow. It won't hit, but it'll leave you +5 in throw range. So, that's useful. Most people that do use this tool look to single hit confirm it into level 1. You have a lot more time to confirm it if it's on punish counter, which if you're using the way the move works, it'll usually be on punish counter. But yeah, level 1, good way to use it. You can also do, if you're quite close to the corner and you're fighting your way out, if you approach or do something, you can do that. And then do the reverse action. And then put them in the corner. It's quite good for that. Next, drive rush stand heavy punch. This is just if you want like pure corner carry off of it. So yeah, it's not worth it for the damage, but it's a functionally useful tool, the forward heavy kick. So if the opponent's in the corner already and we land it, we would probably just do heavy uppercut. Alright, next, punish counter. So this is the thing that will happen more often, and it's more of the point of the move. But anyway, so punish counter. So punish counter forward heavy kick. We can do into heavy spiral arrow and just get like a good distance in towards the corner, knockdown, etc. That's like the basic thing we would do. Next, charge heavy spiral arrow into level 1, so we would use that to get our way out of the corner. Corner the opponent. Next, drive rush forward heavy kick. So not removing the punish counter again. Drive rush forward heavy kick. And I think this is an incredibly underutilized tool because her drive rush overall is not good. This is really good. Drive rush crouch light kick is really good, but it only goes so far. Her drive rush on the whole, kind of slow, and her drive rush buttons other than crouch light kick are not good for it. But that being said, she does have drive rush forward heavy kick, which will pull her backwards for a second and mess up the opponent's attempts to stop her. So in that aspect, I think that's really underutilized. But anyway, so off of drive rush forward heavy kick, she can get drive rush cancel, standing heavy punch, heavy knuckle into whatever. So that would look like this. or this. Etc. Next, we have, we could also do, if we're kind of close to the corner, we could do it into medium knuckle, into, I think, what, light spiral arrow, into heavy uppercut. So if we're probably, like, here. Now we can be further out than that. It might work from here. No, just barely, not quite. Okay. But anyways, yeah, we can do that. And it's pretty decent damage. Again, realistically, this would normally be punish counter, but all the stuff you can do on punish counter also. Anyways, we could also do a level 2 route if we're kind of close to the corner. So if we're just regularly, like, right here, we could do this. Walk forward, back heavy kick. Medium spiral arrow, heavy uppercut. That's pretty good damage. Alright, next. Punish counter, drive rush, forward heavy kick, heavy spiral arrow, medium spike. So the main way in which this changes, drive rush, forward heavy kick, and it is a punish counter, we get regular spiral, heavy spiral arrow into medium uppercut. I actually don't remember if we get level 1 here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we could also do that. Etc. Alright, next, DI in the corner. Basic combos. Cammy is one of the few characters that she has to change her combo depending on if the DI was blocked or if it hit. If the DI was blocked and they wall splat, you do standing heavy punch, light drill, into heavy uppercut. If the DI hits, we do standing heavy punch, medium drill, heavy uppercut. You do have to do the correct one. Meaty situations. Okay. So, frequent meaty situations where you can get unique combos. So, most regular light sequences, that is not with when you go into medium drill off of a jab. What is happening in my game? You will usually and frequently be dash up +8, which means you can get 2 things. Dash up standing medium punch, and it'll hit meaty enough that if it hits, you'll be +9. You can go into heavy punch right off of that. Same thing with dash up back medium punch, it'll hit meaty on a very late frame. Also, plus enough for heavy punch if it hits. So that's a frequent meaty situation. Another one is anything in a heavy spiral arrow on the ground. Dash up, crouch heavy punch, it'll hit meaty, and if it hits, you're plus enough for a standing heavy punch. And then, that's kind of niche, but it is a thing you can do. Oh, right. Off of forward throw, if you do drive rush crouch short, it'll hit meaty enough that you're +4 on block, +9 on hit. So you can always go into standing heavy punch afterwards. Alright, next. Trade situations. Frequent trade situations. There's 2 main ones. So, for instance, if the opponent does block, and then they block reversal by doing that. So, if you're +4, which you are off of this knockdown, you do that into, you do drive rush forward light, crouch light kick into standing heavy punch. And you should be +9. And at this range, I would say crouch medium kick. So that's a trade situation that will happen semi-commonly. A much more frequent trade situation is when you do like low medium kick, drive rush jab, or crouch jab to be +2, and then you check the opponent with a standing medium punch, and if the opponent trades off of that, You are +7 sometimes. It depends on the 4-framer which opponent you're fighting. But you're almost always against almost always 4-framers, plus enough to get light kick and a drill. So those are the 2 most common trade combo scenarios for her. So those are all like the basic combos, etc. that frequently occur. Now we come to the 0.1s. 0.1s is what that's the term that I coined to mean whatever you can do in the very current situation to do the absolute most damage possible. So 0.1s mean that if you have 0.1 drive gauge, you can still do a combo that costs 3 drive gauge, right? That's the way this game works. You can overspend to an infinite degree, so all you need is 0.1 drive gauge to do a single drive gauge action of any cost. So my 0.1s mean that these are the combos you can get based on the current situation that are the most optimal relative to your exact drive gauge. So if you have 0.1 or more, these are the combos that you can get. If you have 1.1 or more, these are the combos you can get, so on and so forth. So these are the 0.1s. And these none of these measures have any indication on anything other than raw, pure damage output. All of these are measurements of just purely what is the actual absolute highest damage you can occur in this instance. I have not updated this for Season 2. Some of these would change a little bit. Not all of them, but just some of them. Just a couple of them. But in general, you can use these 0.1s as your basis for maximizing your damage. For instance, if you do land like a low-medium kick into drive rush on hit or something at your last pixel of drive gauge, your highest damage output would be standing heavy punch, back medium punch target combo into charge uppercut. And that would technically be your absolute highest damage option in that moment. So my 0.1s are for figuring out when you have exactly enough resources to kill. And it goes all the way down to the 6.1s, which are micro-walk combos. So if you have a full 6 bars of drive gauge, you know that you can use combos that cost more than 6 bars of drive gauge. For instance, you can do drive rush, cancel like that, drive rush, cancel like that. Etc. And that costs 6 bars of drive gauge. However, you can actually do combos that cost 9 bars of drive gauge by utilizing 6.1. So if I do standing heavy punch, drive rush, crouch heavy punch, it's plus 11. I can walk forwards for 1 or 2 frames. Or, sorry, 2 or 3 frames, and then heavy punch again. And then I build a little bit more meter. I have now done a combo that costs 3 bars of drive gauge. Etc. So 6.1s are micro walk combos where you build a little pixel 0.1 of a drive gauge bar in the middle of a combo to let you do 9 bar routes. And so anyways, these are all the optimals. I'm not gonna go through them all, but I'll send you the fucking thing. Anyways, yeah. So that's how it mostly works out. I think I got lazy in here and did not include all the like 2.1s and things like that, but this is like a baseline. This was very near to the end of my incredibly long project on Cammy, and I just kind of got tired of typing shit. Anyways, yes, good.